How come you're not on medication? What's the history of medication for you?
So I'm a thyroid cancer survivor, and I had total thyroidectomy in 2022. And because of that, I'm on thyroid supplements. And I also had hypertension while delivering my baby. So I'm on hypertension medication and thyroid supplements. And because of that, I cannot take any more medication. And that's been my biggest challenge for a year and a half now. Also, it's the cancer surgery which made me, rather that triggered the BPD again. With therapy and with medication, I was doing fine for nearly, I think, about mm, 6 years. I was completely okay. I was doing fine. I was holding a job. My relationships were fine. Friendships were fine. Everything was okay until the cancer happened.
I mean, I don't know. Am I wrong in thinking that in addition to just the disruption to medication, that kind of a diagnosis is so appending for some people? Well, some people would throw into, an existential crisis, and some it wouldn't. But that's a stark divide. It's not just stopping medication. It's you had this diagnosis as well, and you had a baby, and you had like sort of two associated health conditions. And I'm curious what your relationship is, not just to the medication, but to the conditions.
Um, I mean, it started after my cancer diagnosis and the surgery and the radiation therapy. It was very overwhelming, to be honest. I was like, it's just one thing after another. And I did cope with it well for a while. I think it was last year in 2023 when I met my oncologist, and I mean, I was doing well physically in terms of physical health. So because of my diet and workout obsession, um, he ended up changing my thyroid dosage. The earlier dosage I had was completely fine, but he changed it. Um, and that's actually good news for most thyroid cancer patients, that your dosage is being reduced. But that ended up affecting my hormones and moods and mental health. And it was just like I woke up one day and I was like, something's wrong. I'm not feeling myself. And I started getting irritable, angry, and everybody around me, including my therapist, thought this is just medical PTSD, because with the hospitals and everything, you end up being very fatigued mentally. And yeah, I hadn't cried despite the cancer. She was like, maybe you need to process this. Maybe it's all that PTSD and just those emotions pent up. So we worked through that for nearly 6 months. And that's when I started to tell her that I know this is not just that. I have a feeling that my old patterns are coming back. I'm not able to focus on work. I'm getting bored really easily. So that's when everybody started suspecting that it's more than that. Maybe it's the BPD. And that's when we did another personality test. We did the MCMI, and then we started figuring out that, okay, we are back in remission. So that's how it started happening. Then I consulted my psychiatrist, and she was like, I'm sorry, but if we put you on the meds again, there's a chance that you will have a stroke. So you will have to deal with this without medication. And I was like, okay, here we are.
Do you mind if I ask what the medication was that you were taking? What was effective?
Um, it was very effective medication. So I was on mood stabilizers and anti-anxiety pills, both. The mood stabilizers definitely were very, very helpful. They took me off the antidepressants, and then they took me off the mood stabilizers. And without any of it, I was doing completely fine for a very long time. I was not in remission. I had recovered. Yeah. So I was one of those patients who had recovered. But then with the cancer and everything, things just went completely off. So yeah, I mean, right now the biggest battle is
Just one thing with anyone, I'm not saying it's not its own unique challenge for you, but anyone who ends up with that diagnosis, I think it's a big deal, even if you're going to be fine. And I would want you to take credit for the fact that, it's a lot to carry, even though you're
it
fine, even though you're fine, you know?
is So yeah, one more thing that really helped, or that's made me better is while I can't take the medication, and I literally begged my psychiatrist that things are getting bad, I need the meds, and she was like, "I'm sorry, but we really can't do anything about it, considering all the medication you're on." But the one thing that's really helped is lion's mane mushroom extract, and I've been trying it out for nearly the last 2 to 3 weeks now, and it stabilizes the mood. It's helped me a lot with the emotional regulation bits as well. And it's natural. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a replacement for medication. I would never say that. But yeah, for somebody like me who doesn't have that kind of support right now, it's probably the best thing that happened to me. And it's supremely, supremely helped me feel better. So, yeah, amongst the things that's helping me feel better.
Have you tried meditation?
I have. I do yoga and meditation
You do.
very regular. Yeah, I do.
How do
I
you find,
definitely.
like, how is it helpful for you?
Hmm, I think yoga is a really beautiful practice. And in that we have a mindfulness practice called pranayama, which is amazing. It really helps you just observe your thoughts. Um, and at times I'm like, why am I even thinking this? Like, what this is completely useless. So it really helps weed out the thoughts a lot. Definitely helps me center myself. Because I'm usually just with a lot of energy and all over the place. So it's a good centering practice. Um, and yeah, I mean, it helps stay in the present. So within the realm of yoga and meditation, the mindfulness bit has definitely been super, super helpful, no doubt about it.